Hello guys, good evening. I guess today the voice is audible and the video is also visible. If there is anyone who is unable to hear my voice and is unable to listen to me, please drop a message so that we can just have a heads up that whether my voice is audible or not, whether you guys are able to hear me or not. Just give a heads up, guys. Uh, Good evening, guys. Am I audible? Hello, guys. Good evening. I hope you all are doing well and my voice is also audible to you. Hi, good evening, everyone. Just give a little heads up, guys, whether you are able to hear my voice or you are not able to hear me. Just give a heads up. Good evening, good evening. Hello, Prateek. Hello, Uday. Audible and visible. Good evening. Hello, ma'am. Sound is good. So that means today we are able to hear everyone. Yeah, everything is clear. So sorry for yesterday's session, guys. There seems to be some technical issue and technical glitch at our end. I don't know what was the issue, but yeah, there was some problem. So that's why we had one demo session as well before this class, like around 6:15, just to check whether we are able to get the sound and voice properly in the video as well. So I guess that is everything is fine. No problem. Yeah. So sorry for that, and I hope you all are doing well today. What happened, Black Devil? Why did you ask that question? That whether I'm fine or not. Okay. Just give me a heads up, guys, so that we can start. Okay. Hi, Donato. Hi. So, guys, before we proceed further, hi, Shank. Hi. Hi, everyone. So, guys, before we proceed further with today's class, can before we proceed further, we are going to discuss about a few things that you can say could be something like the agenda for today's class, you can say, is going to be about and around the Burp Suite, that what are the basic features that we need in the Burp Suite and what things we can use in Burp Suite. So whatever, no, class is there, guys. Today class is going on. So we are going to discuss about the Verb Suite as well as some of the vulnerabilities like related to OWASP top 10 and some of them. After that, we are also going to cover up, let me just clarify this topic things and I'll heads on with it. Okay. So we are also going to discuss that what is exploitation as well as you can say what is manual and automated exploitation. So, and I'm going to tell you about exploit DB usage and payloads and reverse shell. So basically today's topic is all around a little practical and a more of a theoretical part because these topics are something that you should be aware and you should know how things work along with it. So let me share my screen so that you guys can see that and just give a heads up as soon as my screen shares up, guys, so that I can get to know that yes, it is visible and there is no technical issue today happening around us, so that we can heads up. Is my screen visible, guys? Hmm. Yeah, we are gonna first of all discuss about few of the features of Burp Suite Community Edition, and I'm gonna show you that how you can use the Burp Suite Community Edition and what are the features and what we can do along with that. So, yeah, Burp Suite. We are gonna discuss about the Burp Suite itself. First of all, before we proceed and heads on with it, I would tell you that from how and where you can actually install Burp Suite. If you have to download a Burp Suite, just you have to mention, you just have to go browser and mention Burp Suite download. A little head help for you to all, so that you guys can see that there is no problem happening. And then later on also you can see there is an option of a board swig, guys, like download Burp Suite Community Edition. So you just have to go onto that particular link of download Burp Suite Community Edition in the post swigger one. Just click on that, and after clicking on that you are gonna see that you can see there is an option late in the down stage. You have to just mention, either you just have to mention your email and you can just try it for free. If you wanted to try it for free for once, like you just don't want to install it and you are just trying for your experiments and stuff like that, you can do that. Else there is an option for community edition, you can install that. Okay, let me see, where is this? Yeah, you can see this option of a download over here. You can just click on this download option, and as soon as you click on it, will start getting downloaded. And then Burp is pre-built in Linux. Yeah, Burp is pre-built in Linux, but you can also install if you want it for your Windows. For the It depends on you, Kashyap. Okay, Akshay, it depends on you. So moving on further, I have told you can set it up later on with your system. You can install a Firefox. You can say in Firefox you can just install Foxy proxy. Over here you can see there is a Foxy proxy, and you can set it up with the configure it with the help of that. Yeah, let me send you the link, guys. Okay, where do we go? Here we come. Yeah, here we go with the link, guys. Just give me a second, guys. I got something. You can see no attendance was already done. Yes, so we should not be moving with that. So just wait for a second, and I'll show you. You can install the worksheet from here. After that, what can happen and what you can do is, so what you can do over here is, after setting up that everything in Burp Suite, like I have mentioned to you, you can configure. You can watch the video, or if you face any issue, you can ping me onto the LinkedIn profile. I will help, definitely try to help. Is my voice audible now, guys? Like, what is the purpose of this? The purpose of Burp Suite is basically, you can say, to do the manual pen testing, and you to like work and play with the websites, because with the help of those websites you can just get to understand how things are working. So moving on further, I'll show you what else you can do is, let me share it with you. Yeah, you can see Burp Suite Community Edition is being shown to you. You just have to click on next. After that, you can start Burp. After starting Burp, I'm gonna tell you each and every step about and around it, how you can do what you can do basically. So in that case, what you have to just do is just let it start for let's it's just taking a little bit of time. So just wait for another 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So here you can see, guys, this is a proxy. That means it is to intercept the data that is coming along your way. Like there are so many features around and about the like Burp Suite. There is target, there is dashboard, intruder, repeater, collaborator, sequencer, decoder. So we are gonna cover up all of them. Burp is not an open source, is it? No, Burp is not an open source, guys. So don't think that it is an open source. It is just a software that you can install into your system. You can see over here, guys, a proxy is something, guys, which captures the request and sends you the request sequences, sends you the responses related to it, and how it's gonna work. Let's show you that as well. Let's say this is one of my website that I wanted to go for. So turn on my Foxy proxy and enable the Burp. As soon as I'll enable the Burp, after that, what you can do is over here, you can just click on You can see as soon as I just clicked on the browser, it started to capture the requests. So this is what something is happening, like we are intercepting the data that is coming through the browser, to which we have actually managed our Foxy proxy or connected our Foxy proxy. So that is what something is happening over here. So let's say I wanted to turn it off for a few seconds, because I wanted to show you how you can use a particular website. Let's say this is support. I wanted to open this particular website, and as soon as I click on this website and intercept on, after intercepting it on, you can say I'll like again refresh the page so that I can capture the request from this particular page, and I'll forward. You can see this is the particular request that I have received. Let me show it in your bigger aspect and a big screen. You can see over here, you can see a get request has been captured, and you can see over here support, home, and what is the host name, and what are the cookies that are captured, or you can say what is the user agent, what sort of information it have captured from that particular request. You can see over there. That is what the task of proxy is. I hope that you guys are understanding what I'm trying to explain you, how you can intercept the data using uh, exactly, you can do that, Ujjwal. Guys, look at this particular thing over here. You What you are doing is you're capturing the request, and as soon as you capture the request, you can see what information regarding to that particular website or a domain we are actually able to capture. So this is one thing you can do with the help of proxy. And another thing is, if we say that we don't want to intercept it, we don't want to capture the request and send it to someone on the spot, so what we can do is we can switch off the intercept. We can go to HTTP history, and whatever the history is giving us the data, whatever the history is capturing the request, you can see over here, these are so many things that are coming along our way. You can click on any one of them related to the domain you are actually looking for. Let's say I wanted to look for the rocket lane itself, so I would click on that, and you can see there is an option to this is the request of assets, basically the CD and the portal scripts, integration.js, and everything. So that is how you can see the host is help.rocketlane.com. So that means we are looking for the host. We are looking for the requests that are coming from the host, which is help, which is a rocketlean.com of a host, like a help page number, like in API, or you can say the endpoint which is having help as in the page or as in the normal form. So that is what one thing which we can actually look for. We can, after that, what we can do is we can right click onto this particular request and we can send it to repeater. Now what is repeater, guys? Repeater is something where we can actually manipulate the data. Let's say I wanted to manipulate HTTP2 to HTTP1. Like I tried to manipulate this get request from an HTTP2 version to HTTP1 version, and as soon as I did this, I would try to send this request and wanted to see whether this data or whether this request is being captured, and the response that is coming along my way is actually something, you can say, worth it or not. Actually, you can say it is what do we say, that if it is capturing the data, or ma'am, you tell how to connect to the proxy to Burp Suite. Okay, that is, you have to configure your system, Ashutosh, and that is what I mentioned, that you should have to first configure your system after installing your Burp Suite. You have to basically connect to the proxy. You have to configure. You have to install the Burp Suite certificate, and after that, you can just configure giving the IP address and manual proxy setup. You have to set up the manual proxy system. Then you will be able to capture the request. So you can see over here, I just tried to manipulate the second version to the older version, and let's see if it is actually capturing this request or not. And if it is sending me, then this could be considered as one of the vulnerability as well, guys, because we are able to change the version of HTTP. So let's just try to do it. It states, okay, as soon as I send the request, guys, it says HTTP2 is 200. Okay, but you can see I changed and manipulated this 2 to 1 instead. But what happened is, as soon as I send the request, you can see over here, the request automatically changed it to the exact version which we have manipulated, not the older version which we were trying to do. So this is something what happens, and how you can understand that whether it is working fine, or if there is any manipulation that is taking place or not. So with the help of this repeater, you can do this thing, and this makes sense a lot with this. So I hope this makes sense and it is clear to you guys what is the usage of repeater and proxy for now. Did you got the point, guys? Is that clear? Just drop a quick heads up, yes or no, so that we can proceed further with another features of it. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Not very clear. Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is clear, ma'am. Can you repeat, please? Yes. Okay. So few people are asking to repeat. So, guys, what we are basically doing is whatever the data is being captured after, like, after setting up your, the ports wouldn't get exposed, right? I didn't got your question, Ujjwal. Please elaborate your question so that we can understand. Okay, here we go, guys. You can see over here. Mm. You can see over here, like there is one website that we wanted to look for, and that is some sort of, you can say, support. Just give me a second. Yeah, let's say if it is some sort of, you can say, sort of a vulnerable website, and we wanted to look for vulnerabilities in this particular point. So what we are trying to do is we with the help of proxy, we are intercepting the data. Let's say I if I would say, okay, let me show you with another example. Let's open up the flipkart.com. Let's say I turned on my interceptor, and what I did is I used the flipkart.com, and as soon as I click on flipkart.com, you can see that there is a request that I have received as get method, and the URL is stating as flipkart.com. That means whatever the request I am trying to capture, or you can say as I'm trying to intercept is, until and unless I'm not gonna forward that request, or you can say wanted to look for that request, it's not gonna show or pop up onto the browser itself, guys. So over here, until and unless I'm not gonna do it, it's not gonna show me. So let's say here you can see there is an option of a get. Let's say I wanted to intercept the request. What I'm gonna do is, let's say I wanted to change it from 1.1 to 1. I did it. I am trying to use an older version from this. Um, so with the help of this thing, what is happening over here in this case is, I would try to right click on this, and as soon as I did, you can see the option of do intercept basically. So when I click on do intercept, there is an option to go ahead with a response to this request. That means I wanted to capture a response to this request. Guys, is everyone facing the same issue that they are not able to see my screen clearly? Just do let me know, guys, because I'm repeating it for your sake, and if you're not able to see, what's the benefit then? Not always, but if you're usual, if you're using some different sort of, you can say, websites and stuff like that, then in that case it could happen. Not clear, your screen is visible, okay. So guys, whosoever is mentioning that the screen is not clearly visible to, so please just go ahead with it. I don't have a Wi-Fi today, so it is buffering. So yeah, that could be the problem with your system today. It's not our problem. So please sort it out. Yeah. So over here, you can see we are going to do intercept this, and as soon as we respond to this request, you can see I'll forward the request, and you can see there will be a response showing up. That means the flipkart.com have a response that I have actually captured. So now over here, I'll click on this. You can see this states that this is a 400 bad request. That means I because that is why that is because I have changed the particular version of an HTTP. So that is what is happening. We are using 400 bad requests, and this is what is coming up, and that's why it is showing that there is some sort of issue. So that's how basically we capture request with the help of proxy, and you can just forward it further later on. Is that visible now, guys? Because that is the size of the you can say burp suite. I cannot help with it. That is not something I can sort the problem. The burp suite itself is giving this much of size, so I can't help in much with your case in this. That is what it is doing actually, Abraham, that it is capturing the encrypted data, whatever is coming along our way. So it is capturing all that data actually. So you can see it in that particular manner. All clear. Yeah. So I hope that intercept is clear and you can send it to repeater. Now we are going to discuss something about, you can say, okay, let me just get back to the repeater. I'm going to show you how repeater works in that case. So over here you can see I have sent one request from a particular, you can say, website or something like that. In that case, you can see over here I sent it and I tried to manipulate the request, but it didn't get manipulated because there is a strong security services which are provided in that thing. And you can see that in that in that measure there are so many things available which we can see over here. So that is something what is happening, and you can see that how basically we are working with. Just a second, guys, just a second. So after that, what you can see is then comes up the intruder, guys. What is the usage of intruder? Basically, with the help of intruder, whatever the request you have sent to the intruder, what you can do with the help of that is you can just change all of these things, and you can just like you can just post over here. You can just change and add this sign so that you can yeah, so that you can basically like put any sort of attacks. You can see there is an option of sniper attack, or you can see a battering ram attack, pitchfork attack, cluster bomb attack. So these are different types of different types of attacks you can perform actually. And with that you can use any of those attack that you wanted to. With the help of intruder you can do this particular thing. And after that then comes up the you can say the target. What is target? You can see the target that you are capturing the request from. You can say the status code, you can see the length, that whether the length is different or not, so that you can understanding is so that you can understand what is the status code. If it is 200, if it is 302, guys, you have to understand the status code. These are the some basic things that you should be knowing about when you're talking and working about it, so you can understand it in that case. Then moving on further, we have this collaborator basically helps you to test whether you can induce an application to interact with the DNS servers like HTTPS, SMTPs, or you can say the type of testing makes it easier to discover blind or asynchronous vulnerabilities. So that what you can do is then comes up as the sequencer. Then you can see how you can actually capture the live requests whatever are coming your way, and you can just give a token location for that and within the response itself. Then comes up the decoder. That means whatever the data you wanted to actually like manipulate from like you wanted to check ki wo jo data hai, that data which is available over there is actually, you can say, decoded from the encrypted format so that you can understand it in a plain text. That is what decoder states in here. Then comes up the comparer compares two requests that is coming your ways. Like, oh, let's say I have taken one request and I have taken another request, and I wanted to compare what's the difference between that. So with the help of compare you can actually do, and you can understand that on the basis of word or byte level comparisons, so that you can understand what is happening. Then moving on further, we have is logger. Basically, guys, you can see it logs each and every data. If you clear it you won't be able to see anything, but yeah, logger means on what particular website you went through, like it keeps the data of your logs, whatever the data is. Then moving on further, we have is organizer, which basically organizes and stores all the annotates HTTP requests and whatever the request is coming through your way. Is this video recorded and now we're trying to explain it now? No, this is not the recorded video, guys. I'm showing you each and everything actually. I guess there seems to be some problem with your end that you are not able to get that point, but this is not something. This is not recorded. Over here, you can see, guys, there are options and there are extensions. What does the extensions means? That what sort of thing that is not available in the Burp, you can just click on those extensions, because this is something that you cannot just directly do it. That's why you feel like it is something recorded. It is not recorded, but don't worry about that. It is all live going on right now. You can see over here, these are an options, guys. In post basically royal basically I forget your name, but yeah, basically post method helps you in getting the request whatever you are trying to manipulate with. You can actually manipulate the post request but not the guest request, get request. Most of the time in get request there are so many problems that pops up, but in the post request you can actually capture and actually modify those requests, because these are some sort of requests which are trying to show you how things basically work. Then you can see over here BAP store, APIs, bchecks. These are the libraries and the extensions that you can actually add. You can like you can install. Like there is an option. Ma'am, when will we able to take a break? I don't get your question, guys. Just give me a second. There is some question. Let me see what's the question is. Ma'am, when will we take munch the curry? Xander, what do you want to ask basically? Can you elaborate the question, because I'm not getting what you're trying to ask. You're not audible and the screen is blur. Is it the problem with everyone that I am not audible and the screen is blur? Can you exploit a demo vulnerable website? We will exploit that in tomorrow section, Vasu, because tomorrow session we are gonna show you how you can use XSS commands, XSS payloads to like perform XSS. So have some patience. That is why I have kept it for the specific day, and that's why I'm trying to explain you the usage of Burp Suite for now. Everything is okay, guys. I guess the problem is with yours, your end. I guess I don't know. Audible, good. You're audible and clear. So, guys, I am audible. Screen is blurred, but voice is clear. Screen is blurred because that is in the small format, guys. I cannot help with that, so you just have to see. All okay. Most of that is now screen is okay. Yeah, obviously, because the thing is something in that case you cannot see a screen is gonna show up small. In Burp Suite, you gotta see small things. This font size cannot be increased in Burp Suite, guys. You have to tackle with that if you're understanding. So moving on further, after you can say after talking about what do we say that? Yeah, after understanding the features of Burp, now we are gonna move ahead with the exploit DB. So we are gonna discuss about the exploit DB. Let me open up the exploit DB. Exploit. Just give me a second, guys. Let me show that, and I'll drop the link as well. Yeah, here we go. Control Z. I'm gonna show you that exploit DB. So I couldn't help in that case. Then you should have your PC set up, guys. You can see I have shared an exploit DB link, guys. You can just go ahead and see that. Yeah. Okay, here we go, guys. You can see what exploit DB means. Exploit DB is something, guys, that means it is having exploit database. That means each and every database that you have, or any vulnerability that was found on some sort of particular website, and their exploit is available. Each and every exploit for those vulnerabilities could be found over here onto this particular website. It is one of the best websites to find for the exploits. And if you want, like if you found some version or vulnerable version of any organization or of any domain, what you can do is you can just go ahead with this exploit database thing. And after doing that, so what you can see over here is you can just click on anyone which you found actually onto that website, and as soon as you found out, you can see a remote code execution or cross-site request forgery, reverse root shell. So there is a particular script written for it. Let me show you that how you can actually see that. You can, as soon as you click onto that, you can see that this is the whole payload, or you can say a script written in Python for that particular exploit. And with the help of that exploit, what's going to happen? You can just download that and use it into your system to exploit that vulnerability that you found onto a particular website. So I hope that makes sense, and now you guys are able to understand that how basically exploit database works. So before we move on directly with the exploit database and the understanding of exploit database, my question to you guys is that what is actually, you can say, exploitation, and how you can understand or perform exploitation. What is exploitation, guys? Turbo intruder actually takes up the request. You can say turbo intruder can actually perform some excessive and extra or other, you can say, what do we say, attacks, which where you can actually like copy paste the scripts and perform with the help of those. Like if you wanted it to Java, you can perform it with that help, or if you wanted to do it with some other way, you can do it that way. So that is how it is different from a normal intruder. So guys, just tell me and drop a message that whether you are able to understand what is, you can say, what do we say this, exploitation, and what is your aspect or your perception about the exploitation. To take advantage of a vulnerability in a system is exploitation. Elaborate the system information. uh Akash, please elaborate your question so that I can explain you in a better way. Okay, that is exploitation. Copy told me that answer. That seems to be somehow okay. Move on ahead with another thing. Tell and elaborate a little more, guys. What is exploitation? Why do people do exploitation? Like attackers do exploitation. Just explain that. Manipulating vulnerabilities about this system or website. Okay. What else, guys? Be quick, guys. Be quick. Be really quick with your answers so that we can proceed further with another topic and I can tell you how you can do it to gain access of device. Okay. Somehow, yeah, you are near to that to get into the system. Okay. Somehow there. Or what else? Taking advantages. Okay, so most of you have said that taking advantage of the vulnerability. So that is absolutely right, guys, that you can take an advantage of a vulnerability basically, and that is something exploitation means. You might have heard about, you can say, privilege escalation. In privilege escalation, what you basically do is that you exploit the vulnerability, like take the advantage of a loophole, and with the help of that particular thing, you can just use it to get the root access. It's not only the code. Sometimes it is tool, sometimes it is code. So totally dependent on that particular thing, that what sort of CVE is this, or what sort of exploitable version is this. So it depends on the version, or the, you can say, work hall. So this is what exploit DB is. Now coming on further, guys, there is second thing, that is that my question to you guys only is that what is the difference, and why do you feel that manual pen testing and automated pen testing is different? What do you think about it, and what's your take or aspect about this? Just tell me that. Okay, got it. Okay, guys, now I'll mention manual pen testing, and you can say the automated. Guys, what is the difference between manual pen testing and automated pen testing? Is automated pen testing is something when you use automated tools like, you can say, SQL map, Gidra, and stuff like that. That is something automated. And manual pen testing involves it, like performing manual scans and manual, using burp suits, using your human skills. You can say, you trying to go through each and every feature. You can use burp suite as well for this. This comes under the you can say manual pen testing more often and more inside of it. So what basically is this is manual pen testing Burp Suite. That means you can perform manual pen testing and manual testing by using your own brain and by checking the requests that are coming your way. Whereas automated pen testing is something where you are repeating the task constantly and continuously with the help of SQL map, Gitra, and stuff like that, so that you don't have to do much of the task and they repeatedly keep on doing all that things, so that your task become easier and you can get to find the vulnerabilities. But there is one loophole of the automated pen testing, guys. That is what basically the loophole for the automated pen testing is, that it makes you lazy. First of all, another thing that happens in this case is actually, you can say something like you can say automated pen testing can Oh yeah. Also, automated pen testing will give you false positive, so many false positive that sometimes you fall for the rabbit holes. And in the help, when you fall for the rabbit holes, you have to just you'll have to perform each and every command, and you have to perform the specific task once again. So that is the difference between automated pen testing and manual pen testing. And now I guess it makes sense, and it is clear to you guys that how basically the manual pen testing and the automated pen testing is different, and why do we prefer manual pen testing rather than the automated pen testing. Manual or automated, which one is more? I would suggest manual pen testing, because okay, yeah, sure. False positive means which looks actually to be real, you can say, Rupa, which actually looks like to be true, that this could be a vulnerability, but when you try to find it with the manual aspect, you are unable to find that, and which looks like that there was nothing as a loophole to get an exploitation. So that is false positive. That means it looks really, really true, but it is not actually true. So that is false positive. I hope that this makes clear. What about AI for automated pen testing? You can use, but AI can also sometimes give you false positive, as I mentioned for the automated pen testing. Yeah, exactly. The combo of both manual and automatic is best, because automated pen testing can give you a lot of help and can help you in gathering a lot of information. But yeah, in some cases, most of the time, it would give you something like that. Okay, manual pen testing equals to slow human hackers who find clever hidden bugs. Automated pen testing is equals to fast tools that find obvious non-bugs. Yeah, you can say that as well. Is automated pen testing have less accuracy? Mm, not in every case, Sayed. Sorry, Ayub, I guess, whatever your name is. I don't get your name, guys. Sorry. In that case, what happens is automated pen testing doesn't always have a low accuracy, but in some cases, it gives you false positives. That's why I mentioned. Yeah, exactly. Automated testing is quicker and requires already developed tools, while manual is time consuming and sometimes prone to errors if care is not taken. Exactly, but one thing is there, guys. Automated testing, you can also say that in automated pen testing, you might sometimes get blocked as well. So you have to be very careful while using tools of performing automation. Yeah. Okay, guys. Moving on further, we were discussing about the Burp Suite, how Burp Suite can help us, and we have mentioned about the exploit DB. We have mentioned about the automated pen testing. We have also discussed about the exploit DB. So, first, one thing is that we are gonna showcase today itself, guys. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Let me show you one lab for the reflected excesses. How basically you can perform it. Okay, before we proceed with the, you can say, vulnerabilities and stuff like that, let's just say that we are going to discuss about the OWASP top 10. Because understanding about the OWASP top, okay, I guess this page is open somewhere else in my tab. Just give me a second, guys. Let me open that up. Mm. I guess I skipped it somewhere. Just give me a second. Yeah, over here. Guys, this is the latest, you can say latest OWASP top 10 version of 2025. You can see the vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities, you should know what are the vulnerabilities before you proceed further with the lab stuff. And without knowing vulnerabilities, you cannot always go with this. So understanding what are the vulnerabilities, introduction to the OWASP top 10. One is broken access. On the top these days on into the 2025 is broken access control. Then moving on further is the security misconfiguration. We are going to understand this as well, so don't worry about that I'm just speaking up. Okay, so sorry for the zone out, guys. I sorry for that. Yeah, here we go with the broken access control. Broken access control is now in the 2025. It is on the top most stuff. Then moving on further, there is security misconfiguration on the second place. Then third one is software supply chain failures. Then comes up the cryptographic failures. Then is injection, insecure designs, authentic failures, software or data integrity failures, logging and alerting failures, and mishandling of exceptional conditions as well. So over here, you can see what's changed in the top for 2025. With the help of this particular thing, you can see how 2021 have manipulated from 2025. Like what are the things that have gone to the another place, and like you can say fifth place or sixth place. You can see with the help of that. I'll drop this link so that you can see that. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, here we go. Okay, you can see it from here as well. Also, there are several things that are provided in the like the definitions are even given to it. You can see there are that broken access controls are something, guys, where you can say access controls are in a problem. Like let's say if you are trying to get an access to your own, you can say own, and you are using a like very you can say vulnerable website where there is a loophole for the passwords as well, that comes under the broken access control itself. Then it maintains its position at number one itself, the most serious application security risk. You can see that over here. Then after that comes up the security misconfiguration. Security misconfiguration is something, guys, where there are flaws in the designs more often, or you can say with the flaws in the versions, like if they are using a different sort of server, or they're using a different sort of problematic stuff. So that is what security misconfiguration is stated as. Then moving on further is the software supply chain failures. Let's say this is an expansion of vulnerable and outdated components. That means if there is an outdated component, or you can say any outdated service that is being used, in that case what is happening over here, in that case vulnerable and these supply chain failures can lead you to somewhere. These can create a mess in that is what software supply chain failures are. Then moving on further, we have is cryptographic failures. That means if there is an SSL TLS problem or if there is encryption decryption format is problem, so that can lead to sensitive data exposure. So that is something cryptographic failure over here. Then moving on further, we have is injections like XSS, SQL injections, that is coming on to the fifth stage. So these are the sort of problems and these are the sort of vulnerabilities that comes up in the injection stage. You can see over here SQL injection, it could have a low frequency as well as high impact on the vulnerabilities as well. You can see cross-site scripting, it states it have a high frequency to low impact as well. The same thing is mentioned for the SQL injection as well. Then moving on further is the insecure designs, where it is also somehow a part of security misconfigurations and software supply chain. It is mentioned over here itself. Then comes up the authentication failure, guys, where basically the identification of authentication is failed. Like let's say if you are trying to get into your own system, you are trying to type in the user and the username and the password, but because someone have manipulated with the physical means, they have tried to change it, then you won't be able to get they are unable to identify you as the normal user, whereas they are identifying someone else who have the access to your system. That is something like authentication failures. Then moving on software or data integrity failures, that is basically dependent on the software code and data artifacts. and it is at a lower level than the software supply chain failures. Then moving on is logging and alerting failures, guys. You can see over here, this category has a slight name change. Okay, there was already in the previous 2021 list of OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, there was one thing mentioned as security logging and monitoring failures, where that means you are unable to capture the logs and you are not able to get monitor all of the requests that are coming your way. In that particular thing, you can see there is a logging and alerting failures that is almost similar to that. Then moving off, mishandling of exceptional conditions, like in the codes there are some you can say error handling issues or logical errors or failing opens, so that are considered as exceptional conditions. You might have heard in the Java, or you might have heard in the Python as well, or in some cases like in C++, that we use error handling codes so that we can handle and understand about the we can handle the problem in some cases, that if we are gathering a request that seems to be having a problem, like if I wanted to say yes to that particular request, but somehow this shows and try and catch blocks, yeah, you can say that as well. So that is what is happening over here. That is exceptional conditions, and mishandling of those exceptional conditions can create a mess. Okay, this is it for today's class, guys. Tomorrow we are going to see the practical of XSS and some of the other labs as well. So for now, I'm going to drop, you can say, drop a link for the attendance. And after that, you can ask me your questions or your doubts. I'll definitely try to solve it as much as I will be able to. Just give me a second. Let me drop the link for the attendance. Okay. Here you go with the attendance sheet, guys. Just fill it up, and after you're done filling up the form, just remember to drop a done message, so that after that we can just continue with your doubt sessions. You can ask me any of your doubts. For the first lesson, you cannot have attendance now. You're welcome, Ayush. Just fill up the attendance link, guys, and then just drop a message that if you are done with it, until you do not spam the comments, so that people don't lose it for attendance link. Okay, good to know, guys. Let's other as well get this done, then we can proceed. Okay, guys. Okay, got it, guys. You are done. Now you can ask your doubts, whatever doubts you have. Asking to present a demo with explaining. Yeah, we will do that tomorrow, Vasu. Don't worry about that. You're welcome. Okay, good to know that you're done. That answer, it's done and don't have any doubts. So goodbye. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay, have a good day, guys. Those who have done and don't have any doubts, you can leave the session. Like vulnerabilities like XSS, information disclosure, vulnerabilities like that. We are gonna discuss tomorrow. How to generate Android payload APK like a real APK. Mm. I'm not good with Android stuff, guys. So I think I have to like get back to you with the answer. Tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow will be fun, definitely. You didn't send Saturday's files. I guess my team would have sent you the files. I'll connect with the team and do let you know tomorrow as well. After the full session, can we get the recordings of video for in-house practice? Yeah, you can see those videos and basically as the recorded sessions on the YouTube itself. On the Portswigger Lab Academy, Vasu, you can use that. Thank you, Arman, for answering my question. Yeah. I how home labs helps in building a good hands-on practice in write-ups. They basically gives you an aspect and understanding about the real-world case scenarios, how things work in real case scenarios. So that's what you can do over there. I'm giving the tips to use Kali Linux for beginners because it is difficult to use Linux commands for capturing the flag. You can I'll drop the link in the note section, RT. You can see it from there. Can we get a reverse shell to a web browser using Burp Suite? Not as much as I would say as a reverse shell to a web server. You have to use Kali Linux and you have to use you can say the payloads for that. I have a question that what do you think how much role does CTF play in learning of science? They plays a role because they gives you a real world case scenarios to work along with. That's why they plays a role. You can say they have a better understanding for much better understanding. They gives you a lot of aspect of it. So basically, a pen tester needs to have understanding about all these tools like Nmap, Wireshark, but yes, you can say an ethical hacker does know should know about all these tools. Ma'am, when will you take practical session? Tomorrow. Yesterday, the day before yesterday as well, we took a practical session about the Nikto and stuff like that. So you can just go ahead with that as well. Okay, ma'am, since I don't have any doubts, I'm leaving. Thank you, ma'am. Good night. Okay, thank you so much for attending the session. Exception. Yeah. After being the session, some other session is being ready or not. I didn't got your question, Sudeep. Could you please elaborate it? Yeah, go ahead with your question, Johnny. I would definitely try to answer you. CTF is very important. Okay. Thank you for answering that question. Okay, you're welcome. HTB labs, you can say mostly are out of the box things, but yeah, to if you wanted to open up your brain, you can use HTB labs. And certificates, I won't suggest much of a certificate, but if you want, you can do it. 3 month internship is valid or not in the sector. Any sort of internship you are doing related to cybersecurity, you will somewhere lead you to a better aspect rather than doing nothing into your organization, into your domain sector. Now learn something new and thank you for this. You're welcome, Akash. I don't get your question, Abraham. Please elaborate the question once again. How to contact you personally? I need help. You can ping me on my LinkedIn profile. Shaguf, I will try to help you out there. Like this or not. Certificate is necessary like this or not. If we say certificate, then I would say certificates. For industries, people ask for certificates. So if you have a good skill set as well, then it is good to go with it, or else you can just move on ahead with the certificate if you want. If you don't want, that depends on you. In the day before yesterday's session with Nmap, we couldn't learn about the NSC tools you mentioned. I would drop the commands and then you can discuss that, Abel. Please explain OWASP 10 vulnerabilities briefly. All of the vulnerabilities you wanted to know right now, because the time is very short, I cannot like briefly help you out with that. But you can say most of the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities are something which are like shown, which are considered as the top most vulnerabilities in the 2025 or 2021 the year of that, or from the past 2-3 years, which sort of vulnerabilities are actually being there. So that is what OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities are considered. I have to check all the correct boxes bringing in this catcher. Okay, there could be some, I cannot tell you without seeing the problem. You can see that. you are trying to like solve the lab and try hack me, you have to either use the TryHackMe's lab Linux, or you just have to get the VPN and settled up, or you can say, and then you can just get their Linux working with that. Akash, when where did you get this level of knowledge on the cybersecurity and stuff, especially in your initiatives? Guys, googling things and reaching out to people who can help. There are so many there are so many people, not so many people I can say, but yeah, there are few people, like very few people in my life who helped me a lot about these things. They told me a lot of stuff, they told me how to do things. So like you have to connect to right people when you're moving ahead in your life. Only skills are not acceptable in cybersecurity. What you suggest is skills or certificates with skills. If you have certificates with skill, this is something like um, you can say a cream on a pie. You can say that as well. So how to get a free burp suite professional? Free burp suite professional, you can. I would suggest something very bad. You can just go ahead with a crack version then. That is what something is. In a zero trust environment with perfect patch management, what unique value does manual pen testing still provide over continuous automated scanning? You can better catch the vulnerabilities after looking into the things. Like you can check each and every feature. Yes. Arman have already mentioned. Thank you so much for mentioning that as well. Thank you so much. Any other doubts, guys? Just be quick with your doubts, or else we'll end the session for today and we'll move further. Okay. Once burp suite is one of the thing, you can try to find vulnerabilities with the help of a vulnerability scanning, as I have already told you, Nmap, Nikto, these sort of, you can use them. For directory busting, you can use Derv. Show my LinkedIn profile. What happened? Actually, there was some glitch, you can say, with the yesterday's class, network glitch, or you can say servers glitch, or you can say the StreamYard. There could be anything, but yeah, there was some issue with it. Share notes and video recording. Notes will be shared. I would definitely get back to the team so that they can share it with you. Yeah, I'll share Shaban. Just give me a second. I'll drop the LinkedIn ID as well. And for the video recording, guys, you can see it on the YouTube of DevTown. You will be able to catch it up there. Here you go with my LinkedIn profile, guys. Zohaib, you're asking for tomorrow's practical. I have mentioned that we are gonna try to solve some labs of codes with the Lab Academy, like XSS, information disclosure, and something like that. So gather up your guts for tomorrow's class. Any other doubts, guys? You can ask, or else we can leave the session. I find it so hard to get the notes I've checked, and the only thing I can see is the PDF for the achievements and testimonials only, but I can't find the notes. Please help me out. Daneto, I'll definitely ask the team for that case. I don't know what would have been the issue. I'll definitely talk to them. Thank you for the knowledge, ma'am. The session was informative. Oh, you're welcome, Evil. I'm glad that you like the session. Okay, what is CVSS and how it is used? CVSS is like common vulnerability scoring system basically, and in that, how it is used, it is basically when you represent any CVE, like when you have found any vulnerability and you expose it and you tell to the organization who is tackling the CVEs, they create what sort of data is being leaked or what sort of data is being hindered by that. On that basis, basically, it is like the score system is created, and then the scores are settled up for that. If it is severe, it will be mentioned as severe, and then if it is high, it will be marked as high, and there are scorings like 8 or 9 or 10. That depends on that. Then assessing a modern cloud native microservices app with CI/CD, at what point does adding more automated scanning yield diminishing returns compared to targeted red teaming. You can say you basically cloud native is totally different from red teaming if you're talking about that. So you have to understand like automated scanning can work for that as well, but you can say more of a manual pen testing. Why I've suggested that getting this sort of cloud native things, you can get to know about. You can use AWS and Azure, or you can say you can check for the S3 buckets, EC2 instances. You can get to know about that from there. Okay, ma'am, not you're not well. You have a cough, so take a rest. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay, thank you for that. Thanks for today's session. You're welcome. Help me with something like I really need to get a job in this field, and I'm complete beginner. For a complete beginner, first of all, I would suggest you to go and practice with your skill set, technical skills. So you just have to go with that, and after that you can still slowly start to apply for the jobs. Please, I wasn't able to hear your answer for the best programming language for secure cybersecurity. It depends on the system that you wanted to work with. If it like you can use C sharp, you can use C, you can use Java, you can use it. That depends on it. Which okay, the another question is saying before launch it's called a pre-release testing. Yeah, that is right. I'm all about DevTown information. Sagar, I don't got your question. What you wanted to ask about the DevTown information? Could you please repeat? You're welcome, Zohaib. Roadmap for vulnerability assessment. First of all, understand the vulnerabilities by reading about those, like all of those vulnerabilities, whatever are there. Like you can read about them from the OWASP top 10, and then you can go ahead and deep dive into one vulnerability at a particular time, then practice them onto the labs with the help of labs, and then moving after practicing all those labs, you can move further with the real world case scenarios one at a time, step by step. Any other questions, guys? You're welcome. I don't get your question. Awaj, you're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Or shall we end the session? Okay. Just give me a second, guys. I have an urgent call. Till the time you can drop your question. Oh, Luton, is this a problem that you are mentioning that I'm speaking too fast with my accent, or what you are trying to say? Okay, John, you are done. Any other questions, guys? You can drop that, or else we can discuss it tomorrow. Okay, seems like guys, you guys are done with the session and done with your doubts as well. So okay, then see you tomorrow. We'll have a discussion tomorrow, and we'll practice some new things tomorrow. So till the time, take care. Have a good day, guys. Yeah, you can leave the class. If you're done, you can leave the class. I'm ending the stream as well.